All right, Tippy. This is Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations, and Tippy has decided that I'm supposed to give him attention before I can stream. So we're going to let him sit here for a little bit while everybody's coming in. We are going to do a project, but more than anything, this video is going to be like an overview of some of my plans for the upcoming year. So we won't be continually busy with art. We can chat a bit. Hi, Renee. How are you? We had a storm move through. Dee Dee sent it to me. And it's passed. It doesn't even look like it's going to rain anymore, but that can change as things come up over that mountain. So we may lose you guys at some point, or we may not. We're just going to go for it. Good morning, Kathy. You're up early. Hi, Angie. I hope you're starting to feel better. Did you get through to the doctor's office? I hope so. For you to be sick that long is not good. Hi, Pam. The cats are a little jarred, I guess you could say. Hi, Nashua. The storm that came through had some thunder and lightning. Oh, it's almost 9 there. Okay. So they're wanting a little extra loving for a few minutes. He'll probably get sick of me talking. Hi, Becca. Hi, Janet. Yes, and Tippy. Hey, Chris. All right, so I'm going to see if I can put Tippy over into the table basket. Howard's at my feet, of course, so they're all wanting attention. Tippy, go get in the basket, honey. Go on, get in the basket. I know you don't want to. Too bad. So I've started filling my happy memories jar. I've got the first few. Some of them have a couple really happy memories because Scott stepped up and took care of me. Monday afternoon, I just lost everything possible that could come out of a stomach. And I'm still sore in the rib cage and my throat's still sore, but I don't know what I caught. Nobody else got sick. So I'm thinking it was just a fluke that I caught. And we're just going to go from there. I have a list here. And I'm just going to start kind of going over. It's Kathy can probably tell you what RSV is, Angie. It's a respiratory illness. All right, so let's start with the amigurumi. I'm going to share some books that I've gotten in. What I did is I ordered things I wanted in December because my plan is not to shop anymore for the next 6 months. I've got to use the fabric, the yarn, everything I have, I need to use. I need to quit spending money, even if it's pretty. So anyway, I'm going to show you some things. I may have already shared this one, but I wanted to share it again in case I hadn't. I really want to do more amigurumi. And this one spoke to me because of the dragon, but there's a gnome in here too. So all these little critters, and that's a catacorn right there. That's a cat unicorn. But the first thing I need to do in that department is to finish this doll I started. And what had put me on hold is her eyes look too low. But keep in mind, I'm going to add hair up here. And I need to add her eyelashes. This is where they said to put them. So I'm going to go for it. But I need to embroider eyelashes on, and then I need to put, these are safety eyes. I have the little backs that pop on them. And I need to do her lashes first. And then you make her little nose by taking some stitches in here, kind of like that. And then you give her a little mouth. And then I need to, they describe how to make a little insert to go in the neck to keep her from developing floppy head. So I need to do that yet. But this is my first thing I need to finish in the amigurumi department. So that is that. And once I get her finished, I think I'm going to do the dragon. So I'm going to check off that we talked about amigurumi. And my next project will be the dragon. I'm giving myself notes on here. Finished all, and then do the dragon. All right. Now, let's set these aside, off to the side over here. I'm going to try to put things back as I go so I don't have a complete collapse by the end of the live. Because we all know how our craft areas explode when we're trying to do a live, right? Now, we're going to start back this Friday with the Tunisian Learn a Stitch, the Tunisian Stitch Along. I'm going to start back on that at 10 a.m. on Friday. But what I'm going to do is, since we're supposed to get some nasty weather, or so they say, after my live, I might sit and work on this week's stitch, which we can look at what that's going to be. For anybody that's new, we started this project last year. And I've got this big box I got from Joann's on clearance. And it is full of the stitches and the yarn that I've been using for this project. And it looks like our last stitch was this one, which was the Tunisian double crochet. And I have labeled each of my little blocks. I'm going to do a flip through of the blocks we've already learned. We are using this book. A link for this book is in the last and in each of the Tunisian crochet along videos. So if you're interested in this book, go back to one of those and look up the link for these. This is like volume 1. I know, Pam, you bought all of them, right? Pam can tell you how many volumes there are. There are so many Tunisian stitches you can learn. Hi, Dee Dee. Yes, I made it. And I'm just going to do a flip of the blocks we've already made. I'm going to move the yarn I have in here. I've actually been using Karen's Simply Soft yarns that I bought at thrift stores. So these are all thrifted yarns. I'm just going to go through these really quick here. We've done quite a few already. And I will tell you which ones I will never do again. Now, the full stitch I loved. This one was one of the ones I loved, but it's really hard to show when it's not. And my blocks are all 20 stitches across, but you can tell which ones I was more relaxed on and which ones I was really tensed up on. This one, no matter what I did, it does this. It looks like one of those rolled up desserts. This was the smooth stitch, and it's anything but smooth. I think they're full of poopy when they say this is a smooth stitch, but it does look pretty. I might try it one more time, give myself a chance. Like I told everybody at the beginning, grant yourself grace because you are learning this. And I need to listen to my own instructions. So that one's one I might need to try again. This one was one I really liked because see how nice and flat it lays? It was the thick and thin stitch. Then this one was the cross stitch. And I know Mary said she's had trouble with this one, but this is one of my favorites. So Mary, try it again and again and again. I think she had to do the cross stitch on her crochet along she's doing with Mikey over on Crochet Crowd because I think it was part of the Christmas Afghan she's working on. It sounds difficult, but the thing is with this one is you have to relax. You have to relax because you have to work ahead a stitch and then step back and work a stitch behind. And if you've drawn it up really, really tight, it's not going to do for you. You have to relax for that one. This was the extended cross stitch, and I like it really a lot. I'd love to do a baby sweater in this stitch. And if you want to, if you have a Tunisian baby sweater that's done just in a simple stitch, you can switch it to any of these stitches. You will just need to check your gauge and see if you need to add or take away any stitches. This was the extended simple stitch. Extended simple stitch. I can talk. It just doesn't sound like it right now. But we have, like I said, this is a lot of stitches. This was the Pearl Grid, and I think this was the one where they told us to add it one side and decrease it the other, and I still ended up with a wonky block. So that's another one, maybe try again, that I wasn't really happy with. Here's another one, curling one. Alternating crossed. It curled a little bit, but not too bad. This one would be great done in cotton as a pot holder. That would make a very dense pot holder. The basket stitch, that was a lot of fun. And I do have a playlist that Janet just popped up. This is the left side color change for the seed stitch. And then this is the right side color change for the seed stitch. So depending on which side of the block you switched colors, you'll get a different effect. This was the incorrect loop grid stitch that I did. And I said, this doesn't look right, but it's still pretty. Can I remember how I did this? Probably not, but it's pretty. And then this is the grid stitch. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how it's not supposed to look. And I know they're different. It might not look like they are, but if you got really close to it and stuck your nose in it, you'd see the this. Okay, this is Tunisian crochet. It's done on a Tunisian crochet hook. And these were done with a 5mm, which I can't remember what that is in letter size, but it's a 5mm Tunisian crochet. The Tunisian crochet has the little stopper on the end. I know that because we're working small, you can use a regular crochet stitch. It's just if you want to make anything larger than the length of your hook, you need this stop, because what you do is you work all the stitches on and then you work them back off. So it's really a kind of a combination between a knit and a crochet. I'm really loving it. As you can tell, I'm following through with this book, and it's really hard for me to stick with anything. This was the Tunisian reverse stitch. And this is the striped reverse stitch. And this was the mirror stitch. And the seed stitch. The seed stitch is another one of my favorites. Here's another one I need to try again because it's curling. But this was the Tunisian tweed. This was like the second or third stitch we did. This is the colored pinstripe where you have the stripes this way and across. This was the simple stitch. And I might hold that one aside for real quick. This was the Tunisian pearl stitch. This was a pearl stripe. This was a pin stripe. These are colored pinstripe, left side. And I don't think, or is that a left and a right? I don't know. No, they're both left-sided. I didn't do a right side color change on that. And then this was the knit stitch, and it looks just like knitted, like you knitted it. I'm going to put these back in my box. So if you want to join in, you can go back and start from the beginning, or you can start with us this Friday. I'm going to release the next stitch on Friday morning at 10 o'clock. It's a short video that I do. And what I try to do is I try to give shout outs to other channels that have already done tutorials. But if there's not a tutorial for a specific stitch, then I brave it and I try to use the instructions in the book, and then I bring you the tutorial. So you got to keep in mind, I'm learning this as you are learning it. So mine might not be perfect, but everybody seems happy so far with what they have learned, and I hope that continues. The stitch for this week is called the Tunisian slanted stitch. So I'm going to leave my book out so I can look that up and do it. Now, I left the simple stitch out because I want to encourage you guys to do something. Hi, Artie Dar. Welcome to everybody that I've missed coming in while I'm running my mouth. I want you to pick some of your favorite stitches and think of projects that you can do with them. I am currently working on a hot pad, and what I've done is I've made it like almost a 9-inch square here. I think it comes out at 8 3/4 inch squares. And this was done in the simple stitch. Okay. I'm going to make 2 of them just like this. And then I'll put them back to back and stitch around them. So it'll be a real thick pad that you can put down. Like if you want to set a hot casserole on your table or your counter, you put this down first to protect those. And so you can make pot holders, dishcloths, any small project out of cotton yarn. Doing your stitches will expand your knowledge of how they work. So I'm doing this with the sugars and cream. I have like a tub of this green and white. Don't ask me why I have a tub of the green and white. I just have nearly a full tub of this, and I mean a 25-gallon tub. So I am using the 5.5 milliliter. I will say this hook I bought as a single at Joann's, and I like the hook on it better. Let me show you. There is a difference. This one has like a rounded edge there, and the stitches slip off from it really easy, and that's what I've been using to learn my squares. This one that I'm using for my project, it has a deeper throat on it. Can you see that? And I'll put them side by side on something that you can see. Hang on just a sec. I don't know if this will help or not, but you can definitely see there's a difference. See? Can you see the difference? This one's got it's thinner in this area right here. So the thread stays down in that nook better than in this rounded one. You can see one's more rounded. The head on this has got a longer throat down into that than this one. See how much longer that throat is on that hook? And I like that this one has that cap that comes over instead of the roundedness. So if you've been having trouble, you might want to look for one of these hooks with the deeper throat and narrow face on it. And then your yarn won't slip so bad. I can tell you, I've noticed a huge difference. The only thing is I've only seen these as individual at Joann's. Hobby Lobby might have them, but you can look at them and see that they're different. You really can. So that's something to keep in mind if you've been having trouble. And if you pick up this one's a 5.0 that I've been using. And then this one on my project's a 5.5. So there's a difference in the hooks. And I think even Crystal will tell you that at Bag a Day Crochet. She prefers the ones that aren't rounded too, because the stitches lock in place better. So you might want to watch for Joann's to have a good coupon or something. So that's that. And I shared the project. So now I'm just going to talk real quick about my sewing plans. I want to do 9 projects each month. And that's like, I want to do some dresses for Project Dress a Girl. I want to do some giftable items and some clothes for myself. So I need to do this. I need to go through and pick out some things I want to make. I do want to get my robe made. I do want to do Stephanie Farrell's hoodie hug because I had the pattern. I've had it cut out for months now, and that's ridiculous. I should get it sewed together. So that's on my list to do. So I'm going to write on here, robe, hoodie hug, and maybe 1 or 2 Project Dresser Girls for the little girls. And I think a lot of the sizes in that middle range from like 5 to 10 are covered. So I'm thinking of doing more baby size dresses. So size 4 and under, and then maybe size 12 and 14 of the big girl dresses. and I won't focus on that middle range because it seems Maddie gets a lot in that size 6 to 10. So, yeah, that's my plan. 1 or 2 of those a month, plus my robe, plus my hoodie hug. So that gives me 4 things right there. So I need to think on what else I want to make. I know there is that top that looks like a sweater that's a poncho that everybody has made. I know So Carol has made one, and I know I think Jen and Pinky's Farm made one. Y'all know which sweater I'm talking about, right? That has the tassels on the bottom. So yeah. So those are my items I'm going to pull together. I guess I'm trying to say is I'm going to do the Make 9 grid, but not for the whole year. I'm going to try to do it for each month, do 9 things so that I'm including a little bit of everything. And when I say giftable items, I want things I can throw in my comment winners box. I want things to set aside for next Christmas, possibly birthdays. Just have a thing that has giftables in it that I can just, if I need a gift, I can just go there, grab something and go. I really want to do that. So I do have something else I want to share in sewing. I have a couple books because, I tried to do the shopping before the new year, and these have been coming in. This one just came in. This is Everyday Patterns, Easy Sew Pieces to Mix and Match. And it just looked like such a wonderful little book. I haven't even had a chance to look at it. I'm sharing sharing it with you first. Golly, can't talk. So I guess this is her lookbook and fabric options. So these are some of the things you can make that are in this book. And they're all loose fitting because I am almost 60 years old. I got just 2 years, well, less than 2 years, and I'll be 60. But I like loose fitting stuff. I don't like tight fitting stuff anymore. It includes a bag. So you can mix and match this stuff. And it tells you how to choose your fabrics. So all of these items are in here to make. And I'm just excited to do it. See, mixing and matching. Those look like comfy. I would call those bicycle pants because they're up where you don't get your cuff in the chain. I'm just going to quickly go through. Lovely, loose fitting, comfortable. Awesome. Oh, that's a cool pattern of fabric. That's neat. I like that jacket. There's a little bag that she's made. And I like that it's self-closing because where you attach your handles, it lets the top of the bag fall down. Stina Everyday's tote bag. I could definitely see myself making that. And there's the pattern sheet guide. So I'm thinking I will be drawing the patterns because I don't have the patterns. We'll see if I ever get to managing these. I might have to look up here. I'll read it more. There's even instructions for a scarf in here. All right, so that was the sewing book I got. Now, let's see, what else do I have here? Let that down. I think I already shared this. This is all Anne's fault. She made me buy this. The fabric postcards book, because we did fabric postcards, which I can share Anne's because Anne sent me one. I sent mine to Anne and Carol because I did the project with them, so I gave them the postcards. But this is the one Anne made, and she said this was her first fabric postcard, and I think she did a fabulous job. I can't turn it over because, her address and my address is back there. Yep, we're going to blame Anne. But I think Anne did a tremendous job and she should make some more postcards. So there's that. And then I also got this one because of Anne, the collage cloth and print. It's got some beautiful quilts in it that are just collaged pieces. I love this. This one, it looks like they did some sub piecing and then added it together. Barbara, have you done any like this yet? Barbara Clark is also a quilter. This one, I swear, looks like rhubarb. Doesn't that look like rhubarb? That is so cool. I love to do art quilts myself. I saw another book the other day at Joann's, and I said, no, I need to utilize the ones I've already bought before I buy another one. So there was those two books. I think I'd already shared them, and I think I shared this one, the Geometry of Hand Sewing. This one is good for any kind of hand sewing. This was a used book, so it's got some staining on it. But you know what? The staining doesn't bother me. It's still a functional book. But I was thinking of doing a fabric journal where I just learn stitching and just have pages of rows of stitching in it. And then maybe write or stamp the stitch on another piece of paper and then just tack it in. The name of each stitch, so I'll remember. So those were the books that I got. And then in the mail the other day, yesterday in fact, I got the latest Quilter's World, and I haven't had a chance to look through it. The last couple days I've spent a lot of time sleeping, trying to recover from the stomach bug I had on Monday afternoon. So thrift shopping doesn't count as shopping though. It's fun. I can buy stuff at the thrift store. I can't buy new stuff. But it's got this pretty basket in it, and Valentine's Day is coming up. And I thought this could be a fun thing for, a neighbor that's not feeling well, or, your mother-in-law, make her this and then maybe put some different snacks in it. I think that's what I'm going to do with this. So I might make this up and let y'all know how it turns out. It's in the spring 2023 of Quilter's World, if you want to look at the newsstand for it. But this project just spoke to me. It was on the front, and I said, oh, I have got to make that. I've got to make that. So that's on my list. So I'm going to add on here heart basket. See, that can go on my projects, 9 projects for this month. A heart basket. And then I'll just get her some of our favorite snacks and just stick them in there. The finished size is 6 by 10 by 4. So it would hold, a few snacks. Yes, it's recreational and therapeutic. I agree, Brenda. We didn't go Tuesday because I was still sick, and then Scott wasn't feeling good, but I think his was more lack of sleep. This is a delightful baby quilt in here with the birds and the flowers. And there's a heart quilt. I will have to dig out my kind of Valentine quilt blocks that I did in a swap. I need to put them together as a quilt. So there's another project I can add. I'm going to put Valentine quilt on here. It could be a Valentine wall hanging. Depends on how many blocks I have. If it's a wall hanging, I could hang it in the, in this big window for Valentine's wall hanging. So I will look that up and share that with you guys. Because I designed a block for that one of the word love. And then a lady that's no longer with us, she went ahead and before she passed away, she sent me all of the blocks that she had received. So I may very well have enough to make a whole Valentine quilt. I will just have to look into it. I love these quilts like this. They have the different square and a square, and then they have rectangles and rectangles. This is a pretty quilt. This would be real simple for a beginner to do, I think. You're just sewing around a square with more squares and rectangles. So that could be something we could do as a project together. Really easy. This one's a little bit more complicated because you're using different half square triangles. Howard, you're a goofball. What are you doing? Won't you get your fishy? Yes, you're a nutcase. Yes, nutcase. I'm talking to you. Are you silly? Don't you dig me. He makes my heart happy. Anyway, now that takes care of the book shares. We're getting on through this, so we'll get to the project that I'm planning to do. All right. So now as far as the art end of it, I want to complete the rainbow journal. That's the journal that Barbara Avery had sent me. And for anybody that's new, and welcome to everybody that's new, Raul and everybody else, welcome. I'm going to do a quick share of the rainbow journal. Not going to spend a lot of time on it because we're going to be working in it shortly. We're going to do a page in it, and I'm going to get you guys to pick the color. So keep in mind what color you want to do. There we go. Oh, here comes a little noisy vehicle. So let's just flip through. So we did this rainbow style. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and indigo, right? Is that right? I always get hung up at the very end. But here's the red, the orange. There's our yellow. There's interactive pieces in each page of sorts. Here's some tags. And this was created with items that you guys sent me. So, and this one has a flip out on it. And I'm talking about all of the, where I got the journal and how it was completed and everything. And I tried to give a real note to the Queen since she passed away. And I have a lot of Queen stamps. It won't be long until King Charles stamps will be showing up again in my mailbox. And then we did a neutral page because you can't have colors without neutrals. You need something to balance them out. This is one of my favorite looks. I love to do all the neutrals together. I think it's a very relaxed and calming page compared to color, color, color all the time. And then we did a black and white with a pop of red. And I did go back into this since you guys last saw it. I added bubbles to just take away some of it being so much white. I put some red on the vellum, so the stamped image has red lips now. What else have I done? I don't know what else I did that y'all didn't see last time. We did this on December 7th, so it's been a while since we worked in this. So we've got this page, the back cover, and then the outside cover. So I'd like to finish this in the next couple weeks. So plan on working on your rainbow journals. So that's rainbow journals. Now, I wanted to get more in depth with this, but I can't find the images that I cut out of that very first Better Homes and Gardens. I got to find all of that again. But I got in these because I ordered a 6-pack off Amazon when I was ordering stuff. And we're going to do our year-long project. So if you've got a year's worth of a magazine, we're going to take one at a time and we'll do a page. And then whatever we have left from doing that page, we'll save in a different envelope. Then on the next page that we do, we can do a 2-page spread out of the next issue of that year. Go ahead and cut up another magazine. You don't have to cut them up all at once. Try to keep them separate until we get to the end of a year. So after 12 times of working in this, we should be back at the beginning. And that way we'll have like, I'm going to say January, but I've already cut mine up out of order. So I'm just going to go with whatever one I grab and work out of. Just you'll save whatever you don't use from this page and you'll put it in a bigger envelope. Then we'll do the next month's issue, cut everything out that appeals to you or speaks to you, and we'll do a 2-page spread. And then anything we have left over will go in the big envelope. And then the next week we'll do that again, and we'll go to the next issue we'll in between the times we meet, we'll cut apart the next issue. And then whatever we don't use on this page spread goes in the big envelope. So by the time we get to the back of 12 collages, we'll have the big envelope to pick from, and we'll finish out the book using the stuff in the big envelope. I just thought that would be a fun way to do it. So I got some of these here. All right. So if you don't want to do it in a mini one, if you've got a handmade journal you would rather do it in, or you want to do it in a bigger composition book, feel free. I just thought it would be fun to do it in these little half junior size composition books. I thought it would be a fun project. So that's about the junior composition, and I'll get more in depth with it when we start that project. We will do more prompt games because I want to finish filling my Pick 10 journal. I do want to do some Dirty Dozens, which is 12 prompts in a session on some larger pieces because I want some journal covers. I was cleaning up my carts and I found where I had cut down a sketch pad or something. It's art paper, I think. And I was thinking if we did a couple Dirty Dozen sessions on bigger pieces, I could make covers for these, and I could keep one and give 2 away, and they will have 2 signatures each. So during the year, I would like to do that. I believe this is mixed media paper, so you could use wet medium on it if you wanted to. And it looks like I just tore them, so there's some rough edges, but that's kind of cool sometimes on a project. So the prompt games, and I was going to show the Pick 10 journal for anybody that's new. I created this with Lisa from Lisa My Eclectic Life. If you're not subscribed to Lisa, you might want to, go subscribe to her. I know she's been a little bit disconnected for a little bit, but she's starting to come back around, and we need to get subbed up to her. But this is all a journal that was done with Pick 10 sessions, and the journal cover was just a craft notebook. And I did a Pick 10 with Lisa, and she had us do all this delightful texture on it. We glued all this lace and stuff, and then we put paint. We splattered paint. It looks like I used some gold paint or rub and buff. This is a big doily that I just folded over the back. And there's some flat back pearls on here in 2 different sizes, lace. This was some gold Indian trim. There's lace on the cover here and here. And I just did the cover, and then she did more prompts on top of that. So that was fun. And then in here, I've got the pages I did. Thank you, Janet. I did the pages that I did, and on the back of them, I wrote the prompts that we did and who I did the Pick 10 with. This one I did with Lisa. So this one here was done with Lisa one day. And I didn't realize I was going to punch the bird's eye face off when I put that in there, but it's all right. This one was done on my channel. We did this one together on my channel. And when I work in this Pick 10, a lot of times you'll see a white border. I like to do that, tape off the edge, because I think it presents the piece better if you leave a white edge around. This was a page we did, and we did this one on my channel here. This kind of gives an overview for anybody that's new. You're getting to see everything I do, basically, or am involved in. So I crochet, I sew, I do mixed media. I have done coloring videos, but I'm not real big on coloring. It's just not something I do, but I have done it. I've given it a go. This page was done on my channel. And this is what happens when you run your clear coat after you've removed your tape and you have wet medium. And this is what happens when you roll your clear coat across it and your white edge is not white anymore. This was another one we did on my channel. And then this one here we did on my channel. Now this one here was done with, let me make sure, with Barb Owen. Now, if you are not subscribed to Barb Owen, she is one you definitely need to get subscribed to. She has been doing Fridays at 2 Eastern, I think it is. And then she has been doing like 8 p.m. on Monday evenings, but she said that that is not a guaranteed time. That's if she's able to. She's been doing 8 p.m.s. She did take a break for the holiday session, so I'm not sure if she'll be back this Friday. I had the list of the dates. She said she was not going to be live, but I've cleaned since then, so I'm not sure what I've done with that. So there's Barb's link. If you guys go and subscribe to her. Janet just put the link in for Barb Owen. And this was done using the Rolla Picasso game. And it's a lot of fun. I did it with Barb Owen. And then this one was done with Beth Schuler. And she was doing a roll the dice Picasso. Yeah, Rolla Picasso. And she has it done by the numbers. So this was a lot of fun to do too. All right. I adore this lady. This is one of my very favorite collage pages. I've combined a magazine image with a mixed media background, and then I've painted over this beautiful sunflower here. And I could have drawn that. I don't remember now. We did a pick 10 on my channel. Let me see what it says. The prompts for this one were add lines, add something that makes you smile, draw arrows, frame with washi tape, stencils, add a face. Oh, I did. I drew a sunflower. It says draw a sunflower. Add a little mouse to your project, add glitter, and write a positive word or phrase. And it says, I also did some outlining and doodling. So there's the little mouse. I have a die that cuts out mice. So this was a fun page. This one, if I remember right, was a Christmas in July done with Mary at the Mary Altier. This was a fun page too. It was weird doing Christmas though in July, Mary. But we had fun. We did it anyway. Again, I do keep track of the prompts that were used just for fun. This one, we added the basket weave texture on it. This one was done with Mary as well. And it ended up with an Easter theme. And I think somebody had sent me these bunnies, so I had fun making him peek out around. That was done in April. So I would say, yes, this is definitely an Eastery page. Now this one, this page here is very Janet Nash. And you guys will understand when I say very Janet Nash, because Janet's prompts will come out of the side aisle, out of nowhere, and surprise you. This one was, oh my gosh. Let me just read you these prompts we did that day. Oh no, I didn't. Prompts are in the envelope. I was going to say I have to have kept track of these prompts because I kid Janet about the Janet prompts. All right. Did I get all of them? Janet only does 6 prompts, okay? So her first one was add a charm or a dangle. So I have this dangle here. Then she had washi tape, which is in the background right here. Then sunshine. So I just threw some yellow paint at it. I did not staple this on the dangle until the very end because I didn't want it to be cluttered. So we got sunshine as the yellow. Then she says, make a cluster. So this is my cluster. This is just some fabric stapled together. I think I stapled it right to the page. I did. Then add an envelope. Okay, so I added an envelope. Wild card. So that meant you could do anything you wanted. So I did this green stencil. Don't ask me why. I just did it. And then she says, add a belly band. And I'm like, add a belly band. Where on earth am I going to stick a belly band? So I stuck it to the envelope. And then add fabric. Where did I add the fabric? Maybe I included it as the belly band and the dangle was my fabric. So you just never know because sometimes she'll pull something out like add a rhinoceros or add an avocado or you just don't know. Now, you guys, I also know that Janet Nash is putting together her prompts and she's got, with her son's help, she's going to have where you can print them off and you can have a treasure of your own. So you can have a treasure of your very own by waiting till Janet posts them. She's just wonderful to follow on Mondays at 9:00. From 9 to 10, she does her own thing, and then we have snack time. And then it's so funny when snack time gets close because her dog Freddie is conditioned to snack time. So a little before snack time, he'll start licking his lips. There you go, Mary. So next page. This one was very odd. It was done on Mary's channel, but for some reason I did something weird. I don't know what the prompts were. It's an interesting page. It's just sometimes when the page is finished, I did, Mary. I just did. You are. Sometimes you sit back and you wonder, well, but you know what? It's a completed page. So I am happy with it. It's done. It's in my book. That one we did with Mary. And I'm not sure what moo meant, but that was one of our prompts that day. I don't know. Now this one, it says, hello darkness, my old friend. And this was a page I bet we did at Halloween time, October 6th on my channel. So we had a bunch of Halloweeny type prompts. So the interesting thing about the prompt games, no matter what channel you go to, you can definitely tell what time of year it is simply because the prompts change to whatever holiday that is. So yeah. This one was done on my channel. And I always hate when the first thing that comes up is use your least favorite color. But you know what? It really makes this page to have the orange. So the orange is there. It's my least favorite color, but it makes everything else pop. So embrace your unfavorite colors is all I'm going to say. This one I love so much. I have scanned it into my computer so that I can make cards with this. And this one we did with nothing but pieces of collage. And this is what I would like oh, thank you, Mary. This is what I would like our junior composition books to be, is we're going to use no paint, just our images, just our page and the images, and bring it all together. This was all brought together by the color blue. Yeah, this was used with the images from the July-August issue of Better Homes and Gardens. This was a game Beth Schuler did live on June 28th, 2022. So this is something I actually did with Beth on her channel. And I could go in, and to make it look more square, I could add just a blue line down here to kind of pull it all into a squared image. But I kind of like that it's, off a little bit. All right. And this was another favorite page that I turned into postcards. And what I say when I say I'm doing that is I take it over to my printer and I scan it in, and then I put it through GIMP and shrink it down to postcard size. Hi, Gail. Oh, Janet, you have to go? Okay. Thank you. So I have this many pages. I don't know that this book will hold too many more of these. I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 more games, and I will call this little journal done. So that's another one I want to complete. And now the last thing I wanted to share is Mary was doing her bits and bops in her boxes and envelopes. I wanted to show my bits and bobs journal or book real quick, because people were asking about it. Oh. And when we did the Happy Mail Rainbow Journal, I did change my binder up a bit. And I have now 10 envelopes plus an envelope for quotes and words. Because I thought it would be easier to finish a page out if I had a specific pocket that was just for the quotes and words that I would add at the end. But the Rainbow Journal inspired me so much that I took apart my Bits and Bobs binder. I mean, totally apart. And I started again. So I have a red pocket, an orange, a yellow, a green. Number 5 is still fabrics only. Okay. Number 5 is for fabric journal only. And then we go blue, indigo, violet, black and white, and browns. And then the quotes and words. So, oh, thank you. And when we finish our rainbow journal, what I'm going to do is move whatever I have left in my pockets that I had set aside from you guys for Happy Mail. This is what I have left. I'm going to put these into their respective pockets in the Bits and Bots binder. And then we'll just continue doing kind of rainbow projects or Bits and Bobs projects, kind of combining the two. And we'll do with those, when we're working in the binder, things that we could do are journal pages, tags, postcards, cards, master boards, you name it, we'll do something. Okay. I like the idea of making things that I can pass to somebody else. Postcards are probably the easiest way for us to share our art worldwide. And it's not as expensive as mailing an envelope full of stuff, but you are still sharing your art with others. And it's so easy to do. And you can keep your original art. Like I said, I've kept a lot of my original art, but I've also turned around and shared it by scanning it in, shrinking it down to postcard size, turning it into a postcard by writing postcard on the back, add an address, a stamp, and a short message, and it goes. And it brightens the day of all the postal workers. So I do not have everything in this binder that used to be in it because, quite frankly, I got tired of sorting. So I still have more of y'all's Happy Mail stuff in this box. It's got to go in the bits and bobs binder. So there's even little things in here. We could do pick from the box one day. Who knows? And I just found the Better Homes and Gardens. That is so funny. Lift something to show something to you, and I find the other thing. So we're going to step back just a second, then we'll do our rainbow page. So if you go back to this, I have saved, I still have to find the ones I've already cut out. I've got Good Housekeeping in here, Better Homes and Gardens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This comes out once a month. But what I was thinking is I was going to do just Better Homes and Gardens in my book. So 1 week, you would go through between the time that we meet today and next week, get an issue of any magazine you have that you maybe get a whole year's worth of them. Pick one of those and then just go through it, and anything that speaks to you, like I love this mountainside, I would cut that out. But try to pick something off from each page. It can be one thing, it can be two things. Whatever speaks to you on that page. I like comfort and joy. But yeah, and I just go through, I just pull the page out, I cut what I want off this side, then I look at the back side of it and I cut anything else that might be left that I like. Even if it goes off the side of the page, you can just make it go off the side of your page. The Victoria magazine would be beautiful to do a whole journal, a whole year's worth of collage with. That would be a pretty one. I used to have a bunch of those years ago, but I decided it was just too much stuff, and I don't like that much stuff around me anymore. I can't function if it gets too crowded. That's why I cleaned off my art carts. I should show you my art carts real quick. So I've got a basket. I've put my year's worth of Better Homes and Gardens in it. I'm going to put this here. I think the envelope with the very first issue that I want to do is on the kitchen table. Not kitchen, but the dining room table, which I have cluttered, and I need to get it clear because that irritates Scott just a little bit when I get too crowding of his stuff. But here, I'll show you my pretty carts real quick. They're all cleaned up. So this one, and you'll see I've hidden gnomes in amongst here. I bought some gnomes when they were closed out, and I just stuck them in amounts. But this is like Sharpie. Any Sharpie product is here. Highlighters and big pens, other pens, my colored pencils, regular everyday number 2 pens, other markers. This has got tools, cutters, protractors. This has got like specialty deco markers. So they're more paint markers. This is sketching stuff. This is tools and special pens that have to be stored upright. This is those art glittery pen things. Basically tools and stuff. And then the next shelf down is got my Tubbo stuff, which has got all of the stuff I can make marks with, bubble wrap, packaging, household goods, that kind of thing. Then I've got my watercolor stuff here. Small stencils, large stencils are in the binder on the bottom. And then there are 2 dictionaries that I can pull pages out of, plus other paper. That's that cart, and glue sticks. And then this cart I went through my paint, you guys. I went through the paint. And I decided paint is paint. And I have all of my craft paint and my fine art paint are right here on the top. This is all acrylic on the very top of this cart. And again, there's a gnome. I've got, this has got the neons and enamels, metallics. This is the grays and neutrals. Plus, it's got this distressed crackle paint that I need to either use or throw out because it's going bad. In this one, it's got the Ken Oliver Color Burst. I've got some silks. I've got this stuff. I don't even know if it's any good anymore. This is the stuff you used to do stenciling with in the 1980s. That's another silk. These are Deco Art Media Fluid Acrylics. These are the fluid acrylics here. I've got some little dividers Scott gave me that I want to do a quirky little tiny journal with. And then just acrylic paints. Whether they're craft paint or fine art paint, it doesn't matter. They're all in here. Do y'all remember him? My little brush man? Well, I found 2 more paint brushes that I did not throw out because I think they're perfect for brush men. So these 2 will be made into brush men, like this guy. I just think he looks quirky. And I would like to do those. So that's another project we could do together if you'd like. And then I went through my paint brushes and I threw out everything that was old, falling apart, paint chipping, wonky, never paints right. And I pulled out all brand new brushes. I kid you not. These are almost all brand new, never used brushes. Why I was holding on to those old ratty ones, I will never know. So I have all these beautiful new brushes. I've got some great wash brushes. They all need to go through a rinse to get the conditioner off the bristles before I can use them. You know, they're real stiff right now because they've got that stuff on them. Mini sprayers. And then the next aisle down or row down is all the glues and adhesives, gessos. I've got some chalk paint. If you guys can think of anything that we could do to use this chalk paint up, I have this one's a Nantucket blue, and this one's a vintage Victorian. I need to use those up. It's got my finishings like varnishes, that kind of thing. I've even got my Daddy Vans furniture polish that I put on these journal pages to keep them from sticking. Also on that other cart on the second shelf is all my water colors and water soluble items. I tried to get the water soluble stuff away from the acrylic stuff. Yeah, what do you use chalk paint for? Well, I've seen people paint furniture with it and it gives it a kind of an aged look. I got that on clearance. Why I bought it, I never will know, but it's here and I would like to use it. This has got those Brer Reese things that we all got on clearance, glossy dimensions. Needs to be used or thrown out because it's gone bad. On the bottom shelf, I have modeling pastes of all kinds, shapes, forms, iridescent additive, and this stuff is cool, glass bead additive. It's got little tiny glass beads in it, and it gives a beautiful texture to a canvas. Iridescent medium. This stuff is fun to use. Fiber paste. If you are doing like a woodland scene or anything, and you want the water to look like it's really flowing down, if you add some fiber paste and scrape that on your canvas, it leaves these little fibers and they go in whichever direction you've scraped it on. It's a beautiful effect. And then on the very bottom on that side is fabric paints, which I want to do more with fabric paint this year. I would love to paint some fabric and then make some bags or something like that out. And here comes my beauty. Hi, honey. Meow. Can you see? Can you be seen? Issa's my pretty girl. She says, put me down, Mom. Now. All right, so let's play. We've yacked long enough. Let's play. So you guys, what color do we want to do today? First color that pops up, we'll do it. What color of the rainbow do you guys want to do, or do you want to do a neutral? All right, we'll go back to the page that's next. Right here. I see Gail said blue. So we're going to do the blue. So pull out your blues. All right, I don't have a lot of blues, so this might be cool. And Raul said yellow. All right, so let's do the blues, then we'll see what time it is. I've yacked for an hour. My throat is sore, you guys. Sore. I'm going to take a sip of Gatorade. Tell you what, I made myself go to the store yesterday for that Gatorade. That was the best tasting stuff. We got this pretty napkin left from the last time we did it. I'm just going to kind of do an overview of what we got. We got some birds. This was a piece that came off of Janet Nash mailing. That could make a fun pocket. This is pretty. All right, so these two kind of go together. Those would be pretty on a page together. No, Tip. You were here at the intro. They don't want to see you again. Jealous. Let's see. I'm just kind of putting things that I feel would be pretty together. I've got those ladies on every page, it seems. Deb Farrell sent me that lady. Isn't she pretty? I feel like she needs a special place all her own. And I love this envelope, and I don't know who sent that to me, but it's so cool. She kind of goes with the girl over here. Let's see. Now, Dee Dee sent, Lori sent me the bugs. The glittery bugs. And then Dee Dee sent me this. Let's see here. These all kind of have the same colors to them. Might set Dee Dee's aside for another time. And we use that on the last page. I'm liking what's coming together right here. I might cut this bull off from here. The thing I love about everything getting tidied up is I can find things. They're more visible. But then as it starts getting a little bit cluttered, it becomes harder and harder to find things again. So I guess the rule is there, put it back where you got it from. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, and I like this cactus too. Could stick a "It Wasn't Me" cat on here just for fun. And this is what I do. I just kind of pull things together. Whatever we don't use goes back in the bag. You're acting like you got ants in your pants today, Tippy. All right, I want this to be a quick page, so I'm going to try to do it quickly. All right, come on, Tip. I need that, honey. Ooh. All right, I have like a million notifications coming up here. Looks like Mikey's got a new video up. Hi, Diane. How are you? Oh, today's your last day of Christmas break. Well, thank you for stopping in to see me. Scott went back yesterday. Yeah, I have too many cats, Raul. That's the problem. This one right here. This one is the baby, aren't you? He is such a rotten little beast. All right, let's put the napkin on first. And I did tell Barbara that I would probably cover her papers, and she said that was fine with her. Has anybody seen Barbara Avery in here yet? I haven't seen her in a little bit. I hope she's okay. And the rain is raining. All right, I'm going to put this down as my background. I just need a palette knife. Come on, Beck. What you do with the palette knives? Not that one. I need to get another broad one, like Mary has, because my broad one broke. Moms. Uh-oh, I knocked something on the ground. A refill. See, I had to write moms on this yes paste because Scott has some too, and this is how we keep track. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, well, we couldn't adopt only one or two of the kittens when they showed up. I couldn't turn any of them away. So when we were living in a temporary situation in Greenville, this mother cat came and she just basically dropped these 3 kittens with us. And that's how we ended up with them. They are siblings. And they are ours. Because once we adopt them, they're here. Wouldn't have it life without them anymore. We always said we'd have not more than 2. And then at one point we had 3. And now between us and our son, we have 5 cats, you guys. 5 cats. I'm not too worried about getting too much because I'll be gluing things on top. And I can always clean this up with a little warm water on a paper towel. And that works for me. I don't get sticky pages with the yes paste. And I first learned about yes paste when Scott was running his antique radio restoration business. And this is what they use in bookbinding to put the leather covers on books. Bernadette, honey, you're going to have to lay down. And we have a dog. She's a crotchety old lady. That's what we keep telling her. She's gotten to where she can't hear. I have to clap really loud to get her to come out of her doghouse to come in the house. I told her, I said, you don't want to be out there in the rain. She comes in every night. I'm going to use my hand to push that into the glue. I just don't want yes paste on top of my page. And I know it looks like I've got a bunch of excess on here. It'll be all right. A lot of it will get covered up anyway. And what doesn't, I will clean off. I love this napkin with the splatters on it. I think it's a Jane Davenport, isn't it? Napkin. Is it Jane Davenport that, or the other? Oh, can't remember. What is the other one? Dina Wakley. I don't remember who did this splatty popcorn. What the heck is that? Anyway. Oh. All right. Wet ones. Becky, does that paste have another name? It's just Yes Paste. I know it's on Amazon. YES Paste. It should pop right up unless you can't get it in Spain. That I don't know. I really like these balloons. I think I'm going to cut off some of this blue. It's got cookies at the bottom of the balloons, but they're not going to be visible, so I'm just going to cut them off. See, I can cut that off, put it back in the envelope, and we can use it for something else. All right, I think I'll get a piece of wax paper to put some glue on the back of this. Let me get some of that wax paper. This Dollar General wax paper really kind of stinks, if you ask me. It's not as nice and waxy as Cut-Rite wax paper is. I don't care for it. If you guys want to get my attention, the best way is to do the @AuntBex Creations. Do the symbol and then start typing @Bex Creations, and then it'll pop up and it'll be orange, and then I'll see it really quick. And capitalized letters makes it easier to see. It's just hard when you're working on something. All of us that do lives, you understand what I mean. It's hard to see everything that pops up. Now see, I've got glue there, and you think, oh, that's a mess. But see, I'm going to put this on top of it and other things on top of it, so it won't be as big of a mess. And you can use your wet one, push it down. I prefer a paper towel with warm water because it seems to work better. All right. So now I got to move this over so I can get to this stuff underneath. I definitely want to use these ladies in some way. Can't remember who sent me what, but thank you to everybody. And Dee Dee and Nettie both sent me these stickers that are like vellum stickers, but it's really hard to get the backs off from. It does work better if you try to pull the back away from the front instead of the front away from the back. I don't know what it is about them, but got this pretty 8. See if I can just set these on here. Oh my goodness. See, I'll put that back in my blue bag for the next time. I want to give her a rough edge all the way around if I can. Makes her look like she's walking through a doorway there. And maybe put this here. I don't like that that has white across the top. I guess I'll cut that off. And once these pages get completely dry from the glue, I go back in and I do some doodling and outlining and maybe use Stabilo All to add some shadow lines. And then once all of my pen work and stuff dries, I'll wipe it down with that Daddy Vans furniture polish to seal the page and it keeps it from sticking to the previous page. I kind of like to put the cat right there. It wasn't me. Maybe put this up here. All right, I'm going to start gluing things down. I think I have it in my head how I want it here. I'll look back at chat here in just a sec. Oh, and I have that cactus to add too. Okay. I do want to put that cactus on there somewhere. I'll try to put the link to the Yes Paste down below. But again, it might be that it's something different overseas, but I don't know what that name would be. I'll go get me a warm washcloth here in just a sec. See if I can get the back off this here. Yeah, it's a paste form of glue. It is a more pricey glue than a lot of others, but for bookbinding and that kind of thing, I love it. Some people don't like it. They can't get rid of the stickiness, but I guess because Scott showed me how to use it, and I know how important it is to clean it up before it dries, you know, solid. You have to clean it while you're still working. It has an open time of about 15 minutes where it stays really, really sticky. And now see what I mean about if you lift the plastic away from it instead of trying to lift it from the plastic, it seems to work a little better. Now Callie's cutting up with the catnip ball on the file cabinet over there. Oh, I bought my sister's Great Dane turned 1 year old. So I ordered her some cookies and stuff because I wanted to send her something. And Blue is hilarious. That's the dog's name. So I wanted to send her something. So I sent her cookies and I sent her this thing called a giggle ball. And my sister said it took her forever, but she finally got a video of it. If I can, I'll play it for you guys. The dog loves the giggle ball. Oh, and now that it wasn't me isn't pulling off. That's okay. I'm going to put some, because I don't trust stickers to stick, I'm going to add some Yes Paste to the back of it. Maybe we'll put this here, and I'll print the "It wasn't me" with my label maker. That's what I'll do. I'll have to go to the kitchen and get a wipe. Bear with me, guys. Get down, Callie. You guys are full of the beans today. Make sure I'm not gluing pages together. That would not be good. I was thinking we would finish the pages up. I'd like to do that in the next couple weeks because I would like to finish this journal out so we could start on the composition mini journal. I love this bull stamp for the lunar year. I wonder what is the lunar animal for 2023, I wonder. I guess I'll have to look that up. I know it was the bull last year. Let me trim some of this. Yeah, I know. I'll have to show you. Let me see if I can open it on my phone real quick. Last year, the tiger, and the year of the rabbit. Oh, okay. Well, I thought this bull was lunar year. Well, I don't know. I think I bought the bull stamps last year, but who knows? Let's see here. Oh, it was a Facebook message. Give me a minute. I guess I just don't use this phone enough to remember how to use it. There we go. Messages. Robin. All right. That's the little puppy Blue. It took her forever to get this video. Can you imagine hearing that in the night? Wait. But see, I owe my sister for buying my son Omegals and all these things. What was that stuff called? Oh, it was this really gooey stuff on like a long, skinny rope-like thing, and he would sling it at the ceiling, and he would sit and he would wait for it to fall. He pulled so much of the popcorn ceiling down with that. I cannot remember what that nasty stuff was called. So see, I owe her. I gave her the Omegals back though when her little ones came along. Those things took up so much room. They were a lot of fun for the kids, but oh my gosh, they took up so much room. And when Greg outgrew them, I'm like, oh, guess what? You can take the Omegals back to your house. Happy birthday to Blue. I'll have to tell her. She always tries to sit on Scott's lap when we go over there, which is hilarious. It giggles as it rolls. And oh, I'm sure Robin will be ready to about throttle me by the time I see her again. Let's see here. And maybe put this one up here. All right. honey, you can get up. Do you need help? You did it. Good job. Callie's turned to glare out the window and it's raining again. As long as the phone doesn't go crazy with a tornado watcher warning again, I'll be happy. It always says, go to your lowest floor. Well, I'm in the lowest floor. And then it says, go to your internal area. I said, I'm not going to sit in the floor in the hallway all day. I got to go live at noon. And by the time the warning came through, most of the storm had already left. I mean, it was just nuts. I thought its timing was a bit on the off side. All right, I'm going to go get some warm water on a paper towel just to wipe this page off a bit. Bernadette. Bernie. I'm just trying to get the residual stuff up. It does pull up some of the color, but it gets that sticky off. Make sure I haven't glued my page down. There we go. Now we need some words or a phrase or something. Robin said she wished she'd thought about getting the camera out when the package arrived so they could have gotten the first impressions of the Giggle Ball, because she said that dog went crazy for the Giggle Ball. And I wish I could have seen it, but I'm glad it's a big hit. Clean up as you go. All right. So we just need to add a phrase to this. And I'll probably use a glue stick for that. That paper is so sticky, I don't want to hang it hanging around. Oh, I need to do, it wasn't me, with the label maker. In small writing. Ryder heard the Giggle Ball and his ears perked up. Well, I got it on Amazon. Might have to put a link to the Giggle Ball because it's a big hit. I'm just going to use my Dymo label maker. So, got to delete watercolor brushes off from here because I separated my watercolor brushes from my regular brushes. And I want it on the smallest setting. It wasn't me. I was using this earlier and I forgot how to use it. And so I printed something off. I printed off watercolor brushes twice. So I went ahead and I put it on the top of the box and on the side of the box. And what I love about these labels is it's split down the middle. So all you have to do is fold the thing in half. and get the paper off the back. I wish the double-sided tape people would get on board with that. Because even though I've cut it this small, I should be able to fold it. Would you stop tearing my stuff up, you little brat? He wants his food down, but I have the dog in right now, so I can't put the food down. Tippy is the most spoiled cat of them all. I got one side off. Let me get this other side. And then I want to visit our quotes and stuff, but I wanted this to go down here by this cat that says, "It wasn't me." Because that's the words that were next to it on the tape. Oh, he's already destroyed one. I wonder how long Blue will keep hers before she tears it up. Let's see. I've got some words in here. Let's see. What fits this page? And I've got, I think these are like snarky comments. Yeah, I don't like any of those. Not for this one. Let's go back to our whatever these are called. Tippy's being a brat, Mary. Trust your crazy ideas. We need something that goes with "it wasn't me." Well, let's do the "trust your crazy ideas." We'll put that right down here. Oh, we got to put it so I can put the date under there. And then I'll put the date right there. And then we've got all this area up here. But the balloons are kind of nice like that. Then I'll put the date. She looks like she's saying something. Tippy, move aside. I like that. Little by little, one travels far. We'll put that right here. Lots of hidden messages for this one. I like this. Teaching is half learning. So we'll stick that on here. And it looks like she's saying it. So we'll put it right there. All right. And then I'll let it dry. And I'll do some doodling on it to fill in areas. Maybe put some swirls and that kind of thing with my gold pen. Maybe outline the balloons. That kind of thing. And, I want to put the date. What's the last date we had on here? It says December 30th. Woohoo! We got to change everything on it. So we need to change to January. And we need to go to 2023. And then I need this to be at, what is today? The 4th? Let's switch this up to 4. And then I need like a blank space for in front of the 4. I'll just do the little mark. Let's see what that looks like. Got it upside down. January 4th, 2023. I will put that right there. Ta-da! And I got my finger all gummed up. Changing everything. I do love you, but you need to wait a minute. We'll put the dog out in the rain in a minute. You need to get over to your sewing machine. Well, I'm almost done. I am going to do a giveaway, and I thought it was kind of funny that I'm giving away the same thing Dee Dee was giving away, because I was wanting to give a chance to someone to try out one of the mini journals. So I'm going to give one of these away. So if you want a chance at one of these, let's see, put in a number between, let's see, how many are watching? 23, so 1 and 100 will work. 1, 2, 100, go. And one number only. And Tippy, get off from it. I'm going to have to wipe cat hair off now. 58 for Janet B. Cool. So if you want to try out one of these little journals, put in your number. I'll give it a minute or so. And I needed to put these back in the blue envelope. Tippy, don't be naughty. He'll get naughty if I don't deal with him soon. But I've got to put the dog outside before I can set his food down. Or the dog will be in the cat food, and that's never good for her. And I think she needs to go to the bathroom anyway. But this is how we'll round out the day. All right, is that all that want to play? I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Doing a quick giveaway here. Oh, no, I don't want to take a picture of myself. Stop. Oh, let's see here. I'll get to it eventually. Random number generator. 1 to 100. All right. Generate a number 67. All right. Everybody's over 67. Well, no. The closest without going over is 58. So Janet Baum wins this. So I will send this to Janet Baum, and I will let her know that Mary put the number in for her. So thank you all for being here. And I will see you in a video on Friday morning at 10 o'clock. I will release a video at 10 o'clock with our next Tunisian crochet stitch. Okay? Thank you guys for being here and putting up with me. And welcome to a new year. Happy New Year. Bye, guys.